Crossing train tracks to pursue somebody that's clearly not interested in you is crazy.
Yeah. Hey, feeling young, but they treat me like the OG. And they want the T on me, I swear they just nosy.
Okay, imagine being a woman out with your friends and you guys are having a great time. Then all of a sudden, a man approaches you and he's quite interested in you. He strikes up some conversation, but you're visibly not interested. And then he asks the question, what are your socials? You decline, but he's not willing to take no for an answer. One of your friends interjects on your behalf to reinforce that, hey, you're just not that interested. To which his response is to physically assault her. What do you do? That's a tough situation to be in, but in today's video, that's the reality of one TikToker who went on the platform to share her experience. Unfortunately for her, the internet did not like her response to the situation. It's a complete mess. So grab your teacup and sip slow because the tea is definitely hot. But before we get into that, make sure that you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You might as well. It's literally free. Help me help you. But don't forget to turn on that post notification bell so that you can be notified of more videos like this. My name is Tandy. Let's get into it.
I don't care if you have a boyfriend. Whenever a guy asks for your social media, give him your Snap. Give him your Instagram. I don't care that he looks like an ogre. I had just finished at the club with my friends and we decided to go for a McDonald's and we literally just sat on some steps. Bear in mind we are wearing heels and quite small dresses. Obviously we're all a little bit drunk because we've just come from the club, so logic isn't really kicking in. A man decides to come up to us and says, oh, you girls look beautiful. We say thank you. Then he asks for my Instagram and I politely declined. Oh no, thank you, I'm not interested. The man did not move. He asked again. I said, I'm literally not interested. Like, no, you can't have my social media. Just decided that he wasn't gonna move until I gave him my Instagram, and he was making us all feel super uncomfortable. Probably should have just given in. If I've said no once, I'm not gonna change my mind. Obviously, men don't understand that. So my friend stood up and she said, please, can you move away? She said no. He said, no, I'm not moving until she gives me her socials. My friend again said, move away. She said no, leave us alone. This man then proceeded to punch her and she literally fell down the stairs, but he wasn't done. He ran down the stairs and continued to punch her, pull her hair. Obviously this is a 5'4" girl against like a 6'1" man. He was so into the whole punching thing that his trousers literally fell down. Like, we could see this man's whole bum while he's got her pinned on the ground, literally repeatedly punching her in the face.
Okay, we need to stop it right there because that was a lot to unpack. Okay, she says that she was out with her friends. A guy approaches her and she's not interested, tells him repeatedly that she's not interested, and then all of a sudden her friend starts to interject. Shout out to that friend though, because hello, a real one. And the man doesn't like what the friend has to say and assaults her? That is insane. These men are so unhinged. I don't know what it is. Like, we really need to look into mental health services for the human race because there are so many people walking this earth that are literally unhinged. It's disgusting. I feel so bad for this friend doing such a noble deed for someone and then, you know, getting injured as a result of it is crazy.
We obviously couldn't stop it because we are also just gonna get beaten up. So strangers were jumping out of their car and trying to separate them. And this man just ended up running off. A massive group of men like asked us what happened and tried to find him. Like, they all went after him. But genuinely no one could find him, and obviously with the London Underground you can hop into any station and disappear like that. And someone who was watching it all happen called the police and they asked for a statement from us and like a description of him. Obviously they never found him and nothing was done about it. This girl literally having a patch of hair missing from her head and bruises all over her, and I can't help but think it was my fault because I chose to say no to a man, which is crazy. The only way to prevent yourself from this happening and staying safe is honestly just let them have it. Because at the end of the day, as soon as they add you, you can literally block them straight away. I would say avoid giving out phone numbers just because they can still carry on calling you on no caller ID even if you've blocked them. I don't care how ugly they are because this is actually a safety issue. No one should ever experience that in their lifetime.
Okay, I have thoughts. Obviously, that's why you're here. I think it's so sad that she feels like she can't, for one, defend herself and just by saying no. I can't take that truth away from her and tell her that no, you can just say no and people should abide. Like in a perfect world, of course, that would be the scenario, but that's not her truth. But to say that you cannot, or that you and your other friends that were out, y'all are women, so you couldn't intervene, I think it's cowardly, personally, because if somebody was willing to stand up for you to a man, I think you should, especially if that is your friend. You said it, you were out with some friends. I think you should return the favor. Like, not many people are willing to, you know, stand up for other people these days. Like, a lot of people just stay in the shadows, like, hey, not my problem, you know? So the fact that you got a real one in your corner surrounding you, like, show a little bit of reciprocity in that, you know? It's just so sad that, you know, she feels like that is her reality. I don't want to be the one to take that away from her because there's no denying that in today's society, women have it hard, okay? Like, there's a looming anxiousness in women whenever they're in certain social settings with men. It's like nowadays the male ego is not only fragile but also unhinged. There's literally so many women online who share their experiences. Check out this video.
Can you leave me alone? Get away from me, bro. Let me chat. No, I don't want to chat to you. Off. I don't want to chat to you. I don't know you from anywhere. Off. I'll follow you. Go away. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I'll follow you. What is wrong with you? Okay, let me say it up. Go away. Go away. You know.
This is the definition of down bad.
No, but for real, like, wow. Crossing train tracks to pursue somebody that's clearly not interested in you is crazy. Definitely unhinged behavior. So I can understand why the creator in the first video that we watched, I can understand why she felt a sense of anxiousness in herself as to, you know, what should she do? Because, you know, these men, some men out here are, you know, really crazy and you just don't know what they're going to do. If he's willing to beat up a woman in front of you, in front of literally everybody because it's in a public setting, like, who knows what else that man is capable of? I mean, the man had no belt on, booty in the air, beating on a woman. Like, there was nothing that man probably would not have done. But like I said in my last video, I will leave it linked up here in the cards. We talked about how, you know, you can't expect people to respond to traumatic situations the same way that you would. So in this particular situation, I feel like we can't really fault her for how she responded in that traumatic situation. But with that being said, this is the internet, okay? And Megan did not get the response that she was looking for. So she ended up making a second video doubling down on her thought process and, you know, just basically explaining herself further. But that video has since been deleted as well, scrubbed off the internet. So let's sum this all up. She's basically saying in this response video, she didn't really know the girl who stood up to her. They had only met maybe twice and they weren't like really like friends, so to speak. So I guess that was in her way a justification as to why she responded the way that she did. She also said that everything happened so fast and you guys don't really understand because you weren't there. Girl, BFR, okay? BFFR. Needless to say, the internet did not hold back on her after that video either.
I don't know how y'all get down across the pond. Let me tell you how that scenario would have played out with my group of friends. Baby, we done dodged some charges and we done dodged some court martials because we all in the military. Baby, you said one important key factor that I heard. Y'all was all drunk because it was after the club. Me and my girls, we only drink dark liquor. Only two things that's happening when you off of dark. You either smashing at the end of the night or you are fighting at the end of the night. You said that you wasn't feeling that man, so the first option is out the window. You said that that man was trying to holler at you, Megan, and you wasn't feeling it. Then your friend jumped in to help and said like, hey, she's not feeling it. And then that man proceeds to punch her in the face, knocking her down the stairs. Down there to then attack her. And y'all sat there and did nothing. Nothing, Megan. As soon as we would have said, no, we not feeling it, and he would have tried to like get a little puff up his chest, one of us would have been like, you need to calm down. We would try to de-escalate the situation, but one of us would have already been coming up out of our shoes. One of us would already been taking off earrings, a little formation going. Because what you're not about to do is hit one of us, and if you do manage to land a punch, it had happened to us before where a guy got a punch in on one of us, but he didn't walk away without getting that ass beat. And that's my problem. And for you to make another video trying to clear it up like, well, she wasn't really that, like, I didn't know her like that. Got an argument to fight for less for people that I don't know. Stood up for people. You were just a friend. That's the end of it. Your friend group is not real. And I hope that girl reevaluates her situation with you guys. Maybe you lying. And if you are lying, go ahead and come out and tell us that you lying so we can get off your back. But girl, y'all was wrong for that. Y'all not real.
She said what she said, okay? She said her and her friends done dodged a couple charges. That's how they would react. So many people made response videos and think pieces on the situation, including men. Check out this video. Here these men go, being in women's business. But that's another video for another day, honey.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't going to make a video on this because I feel like the whole internet is against that girl that didn't stand up for her friend or whatever. And I'm not trying to fight y'all. But I have a question. Don't fight me because I know how you girls like to tussle. But the majority of what I'm hearing is, oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you take off your heels and hit that man? Why didn't you fight that man? Why didn't you tell somebody? Why didn't you call? Like, do y'all know who you sound like? Cool, ideally, it would have been great if she had stepped in and fought that man, but ideally, it would have been even better if the man never stepped to her friend in the first place. Like, I don't know, me personally, I was just watching it thinking, yep, she's just casually explaining another shitty situation that happened with a man, and it just sounds very casual because girls have to talk about it all the time because it happens all the time. Like, I wasn't thinking, oh, why are you making such a serious video so trivial because you're making a get ready with me? I feel like people were just jumping on that, like, oh, you're not taking it seriously, so I'm not taking it seriously. Like, clearly you don't give a fuck about your friend. Clearly you hate your friend. I saw people saying that her friend must have been dark-skinned because that's why she didn't like her. I think with the follow-up, she was like, oh, I didn't know the girl. I met her like 2 times. And people interpreted that as like a justification for why she didn't step in. But to me, it was like, I don't think she's really trying to prove to anybody that she didn't step in for any reason. She's not trying to justify it. She's just adding more context to the situation. I think realistically, she's just a girl who got attacked by a man, didn't react in the perfect way. I don't know, where have we heard that before? I just feel like there's so many conversations going on and the whole thing is just weird to me. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie, he low-key ate with that one. I was not expecting that. But even though we love to see men hold other men accountable on this channel, mind yours, okay? Stay out of women's business, okay? This was not something that I feel men should have weighed in on. And as far as, I know he had mentioned, like, I did see some comments too about people being upset that she was talking about something so serious, but doing her makeup. To me, I personally don't really care. I feel like I too share that unpopular opinion where it just doesn't really matter to me.
That's my opinion!
She's doing her makeup while telling a story. People do it all the time. People do it for true crime videos. People do it for story times in general. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I think that the context, I think, is what is most important. Like, her tone. I'm gonna try to choose my words carefully here. I don't feel like she really sounded like too sad about the situation. I mean, I know she said that she was upset that this happened to this other woman, but the tone wasn't giving what she thinks it is. That's just my personal opinion, right? Comment down below, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like doing your makeup while speaking about something serious is an issue? I just think that's a weird feeling if you do feel that way. But I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Honestly, everybody has been sharing their thoughts on this topic, including professionals. Check out this next video.
I'm seeing a lot of opinions about that girl who watched her friend get beat up when her friend came to her defense. And as a psychology student, I'm going to offer a different opinion. Not everybody have the same response when it comes to trauma. Remember, there's fight, flight, and freeze. Do you know how traumatic it is to be having a good time? Like, you're in a good state of mind. You're out with your friends. Some guy asks you for your number. You say no. Your friend is like, dude, she don't want, no, you're good, bye. And he starts hammering your friend. Do you know how traumatic that is? Everyone has this mindset of, oh, I would fight. Oh, when it comes to this, I'm a fight for my life. Listen, everybody will say one thing, but when they're in the situation, it's something completely different. People who are prone to domestic violence, right? And I mean, you've experienced it, you've seen it, somebody you know have experienced it. You already know what you're gonna do, and statistically, you're likely to fight. But people who are not predisposed to that environment, to that level of violence, will not respond the same way. Give that girl some grace and like, calm down, man. Leave that girl alone. I'm sure now, right? If that situation should happen again, knowing what she knows and having the experience that she does, she probably will respond. She will probably deliver, right? But leave that girl alone. If you don't have encouraging words of healing to offer her, let her be.
I agree. Let that woman be. I think it's so crazy that the internet literally came for this girl for just explaining herself. Now, granted, this is a little weird of a situation, but again, I think that goes back to, is it really weird, or are we just projecting our feelings on how we would respond to the situation onto this woman? And if we are, she does not deserve that at all. I don't know. This reaction video probably isn't the reaction that you thought it would be, but I have quite a few unpopular opinions. Honestly, I could probably do a whole video on unpopular opinions, because the things that be going on in my head, child, I would probably get canceled in a minute. They already be trying to cancel me over on YouTube Shorts. But comment down below if you want to hear a whole video of my unpopular opinions, because I'd love to give them. But yo, that was crazy, right? All I can say at the end of this video is that my heart goes out to the woman who was attacked in this story. Because I mean, with friends like that, who need enemies? Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation by leaving a comment down below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you've made it this far, and subscribe to my channel. You made it to the end, you might as well subscribe. Don't forget to turn on that post notification bell so that you can be notified of my next upload. Hope to see you then.